Hi everyone. I want to talk about the role of tradition within an eclectic practice. So, I am a non-traditional Wiccan witch. And what this means is that I've not been initiated into a coven that can trace its initiatory lineage back to the New Forest Coven. I don't follow any specific tradition of Wicca, though my personal practice and the coven I was initiated with are similar with Alexandrian Wicca, but we did not have a lineage. The foundation of my spiritual beliefs and practices are based within Wicca, though I do incorporate other philosophies and religions and spirituality, such as Catholicism, spiritualism, mysticism, Wicca, and others, and I created a cohesive and balanced foundation from which I am able to continue to develop and expand. I am witch. I practice the craft in my daily life, from simple spell casting to daily devotionals to the gods that I work with or the primordial forces I work with and the ancestors, so that I can continue to manifest a life I desire and gain continued understanding about the nature of life, death, and the universe. Now, I found that many individuals would observe my practice or read about the ways in which I practice and use the word eclectic to describe it, and they would be accurate. I am eclectic. I believe that many newly initiated witches identify in this way, and often they are stumbling through this landscape of modern witchcraft with only books and the internet to guide them, which can lead to contradicting messages and opinions on what to believe and how to practice with success. And if they happen to discover for themselves something that works, they cannot truly explain why it works. It just does. And that seems, good enough for them. Well, the problem I have witnessed with this process is that there seems to be a rejecting of traditions or anything that appears to be traditional in nature, which in my opinion is a disservice being done not only to the ancestors, the mighty dead, the spirits, but also to the newly initiated witch. Now, I'm not one to belittle the fact that there is a benefit in personal gnosis and revelation, which I believe are necessary for transformation and growth, but to completely disregard traditional ways is to impede us as witch. Why would any witch be eager to ignore or throw away all the work and effort that our ancestors put into something, instead of tapping into that well of energy when it's readily available to us in our craft? Sometimes new and improved isn't always the best option. Let me give you an example of what I mean. A witch, I'm going to call him Black Star, is looking to procure a ritual blade for his craft. Now, Black Star was offered the blade that was used in numerous rituals by a fellow witch, we're going to call them Azure Moonstone, who no longer wants it. So does Black Star accept this gift, or does he purchase a new blade from a local shop? Now, the benefit in accepting the used blade is that that particular item has absorbed the energy of Azure Moonstone, who had presumably used it with her own practice, so that when Black Star holds the blade in his own hand and uses it within his own craft, he would be aligning and tapping into not only his own energy, but also that of Azure Moonstone, who would use that specific blade within her own practice. That particular tool was imbued with her energies and now would be available to Black Star. You see what I mean? What a benefit would that be? Now we can also take this a step further and recognize that when a specific item or tool, in this example I'm sharing with you, we're talking about the ritual blade or athame, is used in the same way that previous witches have used it, there is an energy stream that was established then and fed by every other witch who did the same thing over the years, creating a well of specific energy frequency that other witches are able to tap into and use within their own practice. This is the power of tradition. Things such as elements and colors and herbs and days and trees and crystals, they're all correspondences that can be used. And there's a lot of traditional correspondences available, which may vary depending on the heritage, the culture, or the present physical location of the witch. But these associations were created by the earliest healers and witches and shamans and priests. And a relationship between the energy frequencies of these things are aligned. And when we use them, when it seems like we're using unrelated things or unrelated concepts, we discover that they have an alignment through the doctrine of signatures, through maybe physical appearances or other meaningful similarities between these two things. We recognize that. We recognize these symbolic magical links, and that aids in strengthening and amplifying the power of any magical working. And when the witch utilizes these traditional correspondences, they provide the same power that, in my example, Black Star would benefit from if accepting and using that blade offered to him by Azure Moonstone. These links allow the witch to tap into the well of energy of all those magical practitioners who lived and practiced using the same correspondences that are available to each of us, each modern witch. And that, my brothers and sisters, is a part of the power of witches that I often speak about. Why wouldn't you want to embrace that and use that in your own craft? I love you. Blessed be.